ready, cause it's Rampage.
That's right. This is Top Rope Tokes, and this is our review of AEW Rampage, and that is the opening that I didn't know was gonna happen.
Yeah. Hey y'all,
Nah.
we here. I'm sleepy, so I'm crazy today. But Rampage.
He's also
Yeah.
Rage Emotions. I'm just saying. You can find us on social media, and in the description of this video, you will find a Discord where you can find us. And also, there's people that talk WWE and all sorts of wrestling in there. So join us. But first,
Everyone's cool.
finish watching this review of Rampage.
Please.
All right. Um,
Yeah.
very first thing, kind of, we were talking about it as it happened. Predictable match, but with two people that, well, one's very over and one is definitely getting over with the crowd, just needs to get some big wins behind them. And that would be Eddie Kingston versus Konosuke Takashita.
Yeah.
My light turned off.
I love seeing Takeshita in the ring. He's incredible. I would like to see him get some matches that they don't just put him out there just to make somebody else look better. But
Now, I will say they made him
still like
look
that.
really good in this match. He just needs to pull away with a win and then turn that into another win and then another win. My notes are Eddie wins, but put a rocket ship on Takeshita's back, though.
And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, my notes only said that Takeshita's too talented to keep losing all the time. Um, I like that. I like that dope brain buster that he did during the match. It looked brutal. I liked that one. Um,
It's nice, though, because we will get a little bit of a reference back to this later on in the show, although it might have been one of the times you went away, so I don't know if you caught it or not.
no, I caught it.
Okay.
I caught it. Yeah, yeah, I caught it. But yeah, the match had a good finish to it, though. I liked that. What is Eddie's move? The Hurricane something, whatever they call his elbow or
The
strike
spinning back
thing.
fist thing.
Yeah, yeah, his spinning back fist thing.
Um,
That I don't remember what they call it.
I know there's a move called Uranagi, but that's like the rock bottom. That's what threw me off. I was like, the other name for
Uranage.
I like a spinning back fist. I'm like, would not know another one. I'm just calling it the spinning back fist.
Yeah, yeah, we'll stick with spinning back fist then. But yeah, Takeshita ducked that spinning back fist thing a couple times, which I thought was pretty dope. And then I don't know, yeah, that I can't remember exactly what was going on in that finish, but I still felt like Takeshita has to move in slow motion so Eddie can keep up because Takeshita is that fast.
Oh, he like just watching him. I'm waiting, and it shouldn't take more than 2 years because I know Japan does stuff where they tell like very long terms, like story arcs, just like personal journeys with their superstars and stuff like that. But I would imagine within 2 years, he's going to have some kind of major championship over there.
Please, because I will hop on that New Japan just to see it. Holy shit, that's a big ass moth. How did you get in here?
But
Sorry.
no, but next we have a promo about a title that you don't want to see change hands.
Nope, never.
Because it was Statlander and Athena backstage, and they say, unlike what Jade says last week, Jade is actually the coward because she's afraid to lose her TBS title. It says give them a title shot, which is funny considering the whole point of the last promo was there was an open challenge and they didn't take it.
Yeah, so it's on them.
You can say figs for it all you want. That's cool. But the thing is, so is 90% of everything else you watch on TV.
They're here to troll. Whatever,
Yep.
man.
That's all there is to it. I found okay, so there's a funny little
Hey,
thing that I want to mention in this next commercial break was there was a commercial for a Legends documentary series for WWE Legends on A&E. Well, this is a commercial for us on our network. The only reason that I found that funny is because Netflix just said, "Yeah, that Vince McMahon project, fuck that." Uh,
well, I mean, Vince is in under hot shit right now, so whatever.
and a lot more came out today. So, uh, next was probably the most pointless thing I've ever seen on AEW programming.
Yeah, that Hook promo was absolutely pointless. Basically, all they said was, "What will Hook do next? He's undefeated." Blah blah hoopla.
Yeah, it was just like a montage of him hitting moves in matches. There nothing to it besides just
And
keeping his name and face out there.
they didn't set up a match or anything. They just mentioned Hook, basically. Cool. Um,
Mm.
but next, I I love the Ring of Honor commentator. I don't
Uh,
know what his name is,
Hold on.
but
I got it. I got it. I got the answer from somebody because I asked earlier. I believe it was Caprice Coleman. Where the fuck did it go? I asked somebody
Reese
where
Coleman. Okay. Ring of Honor commentator. You need to
Caprice
be
Coleman.
on.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I like him. I would like way more of him.
I
He's
like him
dope.
better than the other guest Ring of Honor commentator that they've had on.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who that other guy is, but this guy is good.
They like pop up, say their name once, and then they just expect you to remember it. I'm like, no, I did not catch it the first time, and you never said it again.
Nope, nope.
But we got
Hey,
Lee Moriarty versus Gresham, Jonathan Gresham versus Gates of Agony with Tully.
yeah. Yep, yep. Lee Moriarty and Jonathan Gresham here. Tag teaming, even though they're supposed to be facing each other soon. Um,
Well, the match never, it was kind of like a friendly challenge, saying he earned it at first, and
okay.
Gresham kind of blew it off, and that's the promo that then Tully, Blanchard, Enterprises came in and interrupted, and that's what set up this whole match.
Hmm. Okay.
Um,
Kind of dope.
but yeah, it doesn't really matter. This whole match was Lee Moriarty getting his ass kicked, going on and on and on, never being able to make the tag.
Yeah, yeah. Match started with Lee Moriarty, and he did not get a chance to tag out. At one point, it looked it looked like they were kind like because obviously everything is scripted. Well, most things in wrestling are scripted, but it kind of looked like the first Tully interruption was kind of planted for the story too. Like, hey, Gresham was distracted by Tully. He walked away from his corner. Gresham, I don't know anything a lot about him, but they just talk about how great of a wrestler he is, how technical he is. So it just seems like something that would be completely out of character for him to be that distracted to walk away from his corner when his teammate might be looking for a tag, even if he's being distracted by someone.
Yeah, it doesn't fit the whole technical wizard
Right.
idea too well. But when Moriarty was finally able to get to his corner to make a tag, somebody decided to turn heel.
Yep. Gresham pulled his hand back and just kind of, yeah, like, ha, it's all you, bro. Walked away, stepped off the ringside, went over to Tully Blanchard and gave him a big old hug.
He's like, "Hi, Grandpa. How are you?"
Hmm.
Um,
Meanwhile, Lee Moriarty's getting his ass stomped in the ring because it's been 2-on-1 pretty much this whole match, but now it's for sure 2-on-1.
right. Before it
Gresham
was two
did
on
not
one
wrestle.
because yeah, he just got separated. Then it became 2-on-1 because his partner said, "Fuck you." So I'm guessing Gates of Agony, Brian Cage, Jonathan Gresham. Four-man faction over there in Ring of Honor moving forward.
Yep, yep, yep. So
Um,
yeah, that was what we got Gresham probably joining, obviously. I mean, later on we get some more information on that. Uh, but next is the Eddie Kingston promo after the match here. Uh, Eddie is, Eddie's Kingston's character seems to be kind of growing up a little bit here because he doesn't just talk about Chris Jericho, Chris Jericho, Chris Jericho. He starts off talking about how great Takeshita is, how how he's wanted to get in the ring with him for a while now. And he says, Takeshita put him through hell. That's why he's hurting like that. And Takeshita is the future.
oh,
But then, of course, he does have to talk about Chris Jericho because he's still mad about everything. And then, specifically, most recently, about what happened to Ruby Soho.
yep. He at
That's
one
and he
point,
keeps referring to her as his Ruby.
and he was kind of like on the verge of tears during the course of this promo. At first it wasn't like super strong, so I was just like, okay, maybe he's wincing in pain because Eddie during his match, even in the very, very beginning, looks like he's still just beat to shit from blood and
Yeah,
guts and everything. So like he probably is sore and stuff. So it just maybe is wincing. Then nope, he kept talking. I was like, nope, he's doing a good job of playing up some choked up emotions.
yeah, yeah. And he, after he finally powers through it, he gets out his main point here is that he wants to see Jericho. He still wants to see Jericho bleed, but he wants to fight Jericho in a barbed wire.
Just because it was kind of randomly announced in a promotional graphic, gonna throw it in here. It got confirmed that it will happen week 2 of Fighter Fest. Not only is it going to be a barbed wire death match, but the Jericho Appreciation Society will be suspended in a shark cage because that's also Shark Week. And they're owned by Warner Discovery, so it makes all the sense in the world.
I forgot about Shark Week.
That's their integration and promotional stuff for the network.
I still think they need a whale week because I like the whales over sharks all day, son.
I mean, okay, not in a body size kind of way, but just in the utter destruction kind of way. The next match was kind of like a couple of whales because two
Yeah.
superstars versus two jobbers, and you know how this is gonna go.
Yeah, the Serena Deeb and Mercedes Martinez versus the names I think I picked up: Kayla Sparks and Christina Marie.
Yep.
Um, you know what? I'm mentioning you two's names just because I'm proud of you for going out there and getting squashed. Because this was what, a minute match, maybe,
Yeah, it wasn't long.
maybe 2 minutes at most.
I would say there was a little bit, there was enough time in it where it wasn't just utter destruction because you did have the whole, you had multiple tags between Deeb and Martinez because they had the whole game of one-upsmanship going on, just trying to outdo each other. Uh,
Yeah,
but that's the only reason this match wasn't basically over in about 45 seconds.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna say I feel like it was. I feel like it was no more than 2 minutes still. Either
But
that or it's just destruction.
the most important thing about this was the end. They
Yep.
were contentious even at the end because they've been contentious this whole time. And as the ref raised up both her arms, Dee was looking over, but she wasn't really looking at Mercedes. She was looking at the title. And then she showed she's about to take that title because she finally attacked Mercedes and got the better of her.
Yeah. Yeah, she's snuck her. Cheap ass bitch. But yeah, she grabbed her belt afterwards. I've noticed that Serena Deeb likes to grab the champion's belt a lot.
Hey,
We'll see.
she just she needs some kind of recognition before she's all said and done, man. Let her have a championship reign on television because ever since
Here for it.
they got that promo when she was going back and forth with Thunder Rosa for that little feud, like she's been great. So like, and she's had so many years in the business, and so many people respect her. I'm like, it would just be nice to let her see, even if it is Ring of Honor and it's not, AEW's title and it's not a weekly television program, maybe ends up on a streaming service. Like, let her have something where she can be a champion on TV, even brief.
Yeah. As long as it's not whatever belt Jade has at the time, then we're cool.
But switching over from the Ring of Honor Women's Championship, we go back to talking about the Men's Championship.
Yeah. John Gresham and Tully Blanchard promo. I really didn't get anything out of this besides we've finally confirmed a match for Gresham and Moriarty.
Yep, next week. The only thing that really got out of the beginning part is like, why? Why would you do that? And part of his reason was he was tired of sitting at home and being one of the best wrestlers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did say he'd been signed, and then there was like 2 months where he did nothing.
So
Okay,
he
he's
took
mad about that.
he's taking control, getting himself back out there, and hopefully in
Taking
some kind of way.
control by joining up with Tully Blanchard to let that old white man be in control.
Hey, the one thing I can say is at least he has some beef and size behind him now.
Yes, so.
I mean, if you're gonna be the little dude in, because like, okay, you can be the smaller guy in a faction and have a bigger guy like Shawn Michaels with Diesel back in the day. You can do that, but when you're his size,
Yeah,
everyone's gonna be bigger than you. So if you're gonna make him bigger than you, at least he has like just three straight up powerhouses.
yeah,
He doesn't have like that guy that can kind of rival anything that he does.
yeah. I still want to see the guy wrestle
I know I'm
because I don't
mad.
know. I'm like I don't like they talked up his wrestling ability and then we didn't see it.
I hear he's amazing, but I have not watched him wrestle one match.
Yeah. All I know is I want to see him wrestle John Silver, Battle of the Shortest.
I'm assuming at some point that means we're going to get a fun Danielson match when he's ready, even if it's just like because part of Danielson and like his whole thing with Forbidden Door was just to kind of show who's the best technical wrestler. So it sounds like it would be right up his alley and the BCC's kind of style to be like, hey, you're supposed to be great. I am the greatest. Let's have a match.
Hey, hopefully it happens in the future whenever Brian Danielson is back. Hey.
But it's time, David. It's
Oh, it's
time
time.
for your
It's
line.
time for the main event.
Nah. What the fuck
Oh,
is
Mark
happening?
Henry. Oh, well, he's still here, you all. He's still here. Don't worry. He didn't leave. Just look at me. I'm prettier anyway, so it'll be good.
Um,
Yeah.
oh, it's actually not that bad. Okay, cool. I thought that
Yeah.
I'm breaking everything.
But yeah, hopefully he can get that figured out so you guys can look at him again. But at least you can hear him.
It's not that appealing, I promise you.
Oh, it's it's appealing. It is appealing. Maybe appalling and appealing. Is it appalling or appealing? Which one is it? We'll never know. All we know is that he's yellow right now.
Ah.
Hey, we're back. He's back
So,
in there.
without getting into too technical, because I know you will understand it at least anyway, camera into the USB hub of second monitor hooked up to a different computer. That computer went to sleep slash did a update, so it cut off all the power to the webcam.
Sounds like fun,
Yeah.
especially during. But hey, I missed this main event promo.
So,
Was there anything of note there?
basically, Sterling talked about the stipulation of if Nice wins, then Orange Cassidy has to sign the petition to get rid of Swerve Scott. And when it kind of starts to have a back and forth, before anything can be said from the best friend side, Danhausen interrupts and, in his best legal type jargon, says, "Anything that you have to say has to go through me to my client." And then he looks at Orange Cassidy. If that's okay with you, he's like, "Yeah, kind of thing." And that's when Tony Niso says, "See, that's your problem. You don't take anything serious."
Mm, Well,
It
I
wasn't a
mean,
it wasn't a long one compared to a lot of some of the others, so it was it was solid.
okay. I
Um,
just know there was Danhausen in it, so
Speaking of, because right after the promo, the first entrant is Tony Nese, and as he's in the ring, like at the tail end of it, I noticed listening to TV, I'm like, "There's Danhausen chants going on right now." Then Orange Cassidy's music hits, the new music, which I am hearing everywhere. I'm not hating it. But I'm here. I've noticed that all of a sudden I've been catching it a lot more places.
Mm,
They all come
I
out. Danhausen's last. Best friends ends up staying backstage after walking out to the end of the stage, but Danhausen stays with them.
okay. Yes, he does stay out there in his lawyer housing outfit.
I want to be at live shows again so I could start chanting Lawyerhausen.
I have to get that. Yeah, so yeah, we gotta. There we go. We gotta go to. We're gonna have to go to Battle of the Belts just so that we can start a lawyer housing chant
I
and
won't be
hope
able.
that he's there.
I looked at the drive time. There's no way I'm going to be able to.
Oh, yeah,
Um, just the time between that all. Wait,
yeah. There would be no way I'd be able to do it either. But
wait. Battle of Belts. I'd have to look again. Is it live or is it going to be a taped one?
good question.
Because if it's taped with Rampage. I don't know what I would assume after Rampage. It could be before Rampage, but either way, that means it's not at 8 o'clock. It'd be at 9 or 10 o'clock. I would assume. I would assume it would be 11 and after Rampage. And that's a Friday
Well,
night.
trying to see if I can find out some info here.
That's a lot more doable. While you look into that, I'll go into the match. Um, didn't really have a whole lot for the early part of the match, but actually there was one point. Danhausen goes to curse Sterling for getting involved, and Nice drop kicks him through the ropes. And actually, this wasn't earlier; it was right before the end. Um, and after Nice is distracted by taking out Danhausen,
Live episode. Sorry, it is a live episode of Rampage.
10 o'clock though.
Yeah. Well, no, it just says live episode of Rampage. It doesn't say specifically 10 o'clock.
Well, I mean, there's no big sporting events that would postpone it like the NBA playoffs. So
Yeah.
assuming it's 10 o'clock, that's actually doable.
Yeah.
I just would definitely have to see if I can get that Saturday off because that is a drive.
And, yeah, that's a drive, and then show's not until 10. Woo.
That's getting home at like 4 in the morning.
Ouch.
Um, but when Nice gets back into the ring, Orange Cassidy actually hits three different types of DDTs, like a tilt whirl one. It either way, it ends with him going back to the top rope and hitting his jumping DDT off the top rope. After that, there's a point where Sterling gets back up on the apron and Orange Cassidy goes over and he does the Orange Cassidy kicks to him. You remember it?
Yes.
Sterling falls down on the apron, starts doing the Peter Griffin, like grabbing his leg and just like screaming in pain, just fake pain, going and even the commentators saying like, "Oh, look at him trying to get more lawsuits."
Yep. Yep. It'll be the people versus Orange Cassidy next week. Watch. But people versus Swerve Strickland. I don't know. It just has a ring to it.
uh,
but but yeah, I didn't get a whole lot of notes in this match. Tony Nese, I, he looked the best that I've seen him look. He's always solid. He's just not the most fun personality,
hmm I'm not. I
but yeah,
can't
he's always
remember.
solid in the ring.
I can't remember who all he's faced. I believe he faced like Hangman or something randomly at one point, didn't he?
Yes.
Um, but outside there, because there's not too many people speed wise that are at that certain level. But this might have been one of those few times that he's had somebody that can keep up with him speed wise, so it would help, kind of like what you're talking about with Takashita earlier.
Yeah.
So I can, because he was basically he's a cruiserweight who doesn't wrestle like a luchador.
Yeah. Yeah. 'Cause, yeah. He's one of the biggest small guys. I think that's the best way to put it. He's one of the biggest small guys they've got. So he kind of does like he's still quick, but he does a lot of powerhouse type moves.
He's probably like a step behind Pac, pretty much,
Yeah.
because it's going to be hard to be as quick as him. That's not calling me slow whatsoever. Because
Yeah, he's not at all.
um, but then Nice ends up actually hitting his pump handle driver, but Orange Cassidy was able to kick out. Sterling goes to get involved again, sliding in to hit Orange Cassidy with the clipboard because a clipboard is going to be so painful. It's going to be
Hey,
so freaking painful.
you ever been hit with a clipboard before?
It's probably easier to take than being hit with an empty pizza box.
See. Hey, man, the pride hits that I took from coach's clipboard in football, they hurt, okay?
Wait, was it to the helmet?
Yeah,
I think it's a whole different thing when it hits a helmet, though, because remember what the fuck the
it was,
whistles would do?
yeah, the whistles. Oh my God,
And that
that would
clearly,
make your ears ring. Ugh.
and clearly massively different than just being hit in the head with a whistle with no helmet. So who knows?
Yeah.
But Danhausen grabs the clipboard, turns him around. What'd he do to him, David? What did Danhausen do to Mark Sterling?
Dick punch. Straight dick punch. You
Uh,
don't like usually you see the uppercut thing or but
yep.
no, just straight up dick punch. It's like that's a That's a street fight move right there, Danhausen. I loved it.
It was a jab to the nads.
Jab to the Neds. And then Danhausen, after getting Sterling out of the ring, he kind of hangs out on the side of the ring, and Tony Nese is coming to retaliate, and he curses Tony Nese. Most powerful move in wrestling, so he's fucked.
It was just funny because he was literally like 1 foot through the ropes on the ring apron getting out, and then he leans back over and curses him over the ropes. Tony Nese turns around, gets hit right with the orange punch, and a win for Freshly Squeezed.
Orange Punch FTW.
Crowd was chanting Freshly Squeezed pretty much the whole match. All right, question for you. Because we talked about it a little bit before, and I don't remember what your answers were. Who are your top 3 most over people in AEW, do you think, that are currently there? So, we haven't seen CM Punk in a minute. We haven't
So,
seen Britt in a minute. Adam Cole is
who
probably going
are
to
the
be out.
most over people in AEW? Not like my opinion of who's the most over with me, but who's the most over in general with AEW crowd, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's definitely Orange Cassidy. Um Danhausen. And let's see here.
See,
Probably Mox.
I'm with you on Orange Cassidy. I want to say FTR.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about FTR. Okay, yeah, I'll put FTR in there for sure then.
And it's hard because the fans do really sing along with Wild Thing, but they also sing along with Judas, and we hate Jericho right now.
Yeah.
Now, Eddie consistently gets some good Eddie chants, but we talked about it earlier. I think a lot of what will makes a difference with Eddie is whatever story he's in at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm saying it might be Moxley. Yeah, like Orange Cassidy, FTR, and Moxley probably.
Because, yeah, Danhausen, as much as I love
Because
him, I do understand that there's probably a lot of people that just are like, I don't get it.
I don't know. He gets a good pop all the time though.
He does. I just
like
mean in
like
comparison to
everybody loves the
Mox, that's
goofiness.
all.
True.
Yeah. So I'm like,
Yeah.
if Mox is getting a reaction from a huge reaction from 90%, it's easy to imagine enough people in there to be like, okay, maybe Danhausen's at 80% because 20% might be like, who is this scrawny little dude? And why is he weird?
Why is he here?
Well, I said weird, but yeah, that makes sense too. Like, why is this scrawny little weird dude here? Kind of like how there's people that there's probably more people in my mind that probably get Orange Cassidy versus get Danhausen. Because at least Orange Cassidy's shown he can wrestle. So that's probably the best way to explain it. And there's people that don't like Orange Cassidy because he doesn't act serious.
Yeah. Which I like the funny stuff. It's like he shows that he can really, really wrestle all the time. So it would be different if he was like just a joke.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also an incredible wrestler.
So, because it cannot be left out, and I think I know your answer, it might slip your mind at first, who knows, since I'm bringing it up now, but I don't know my answer yet, so I'm going to ask you first.
Hardest hit of the night.
The graphic's up, it's just in the wrong spot, but yes,
Oh
go.
boy. Hardest hit of the night. Danhausen, Dick Punch.
That's not even where I thought you were gonna go with hardest hit of the night. I figured you might have went back to Takashita because you were so in love with that brainbuster earlier in the night.
Yeah, that brain buster was dope. Okay, so if I'm being serious, that brain buster.
I was gonna say you don't have to be
But
serious because I didn't even think about that till you said it when I said hardest hit. I was like, I think David
but the
might have.
Danhausen dick punch
I was like,
was was it.
Range at least kind of has an answer that's maybe lined up in that earlier, so it give me time to think. And then you were just like, dick punch.
That dick punch was good.
You've seen the GIF, right? Because I've used it a bunch of times, but I may have not used it with you. Oh my God, camera, don't do it again.
No, okay.
That's just all that. There's a GIF of him like with a in like a warehouse with like a mannequin, and it's since it's a GIF, it's just him like repeatedly just being a GIF, dick punching a mannequin.
I don't think I've seen this one, but
Oh, and I told you about the shirt with Orange Cassidy. There's one out there with him like chilling on the couch like this, dressed as Orange Cassidy.
yeah, I think I would like that.
I spoke exclusively sometimes in Danhausen memes at one point, as
All right,
much as I'm not
what's your
tripping.
hardest hit of the night, man?
I can't take it away from Dick Punch.
Dick punch.
You know
Hardest
what?
hit of the night.
You know what? With that being
Honorable
said,
mention to Takeshita's brainbuster.
I know you need to go to. I know you're exhausted. We still have to edit. I actually have to work in the morning tomorrow, and we're not gonna get better than the hardest hit of the night because that is a great set of two words to go out with, and I would love to end it with that way
Dick
one more
punch.
time.
Yeah, dick
Yeah.
punch.